Testing one, testing two. Testing one, testing two. All right, you guys. So we got the audio up and running. We got the audio up and running. Now I am just looking to open up my trade locker. Got to open up my trade locker, get everything ready to go. Today will likely be a day where I place a trade. I don't know for sure just yet. I'm just getting everything logged in. We just getting everything logged in over here. So here's the thing, you guys. We just came off of a holiday. Normally, I try not to trade before holidays, but we just came off of a holiday. But the problem is, New Year's is pretty much, Thursday or Friday or something like that, New Year's. So we're pretty much trying to trade before the holidays once again. Now I'm going to give you guys my breakdown. We have about 12 minutes until market open. So I'm going to be giving y'all my breakdown. But just bear with me for a second. I'm trying to get all of my accounts logged in before I do anything. You know, I've been off from trading for a while. Been enjoying a break. Yeah, y'all. So I'm running behind a little bit. Excuse me for that. I'm trying to get logged into all of my accounts. Y'all know I manage different accounts with different prop firm companies. I don't have like a super duper fancy setup or anything like that where I could just have 3 different monitors and be able to swap through everything really quick. So I'm logging in on my iPad right now, and then I'm logging in on my cell phone, and then I'm going to watch one of my charts from another phone that I have. But obviously, I have the charts put up for you guys as well. Just trying to make sure I get myself comfortable. This is like my first screen with my new equipment. You know, I haven't even started looking at the charts yet, you guys. So we're going to start doing that right now. Pretty much my analysis, I'm definitely looking for a price to come down a little bit. This is the 1 hour chart that we have put up right here. And essentially what I was looking at was on the daily time frame, right? So I teach you guys daily bias all the time. And I just always tell you guys, keep it simple, right? Ask yourself one question. Where did the market break out of? The top or the bottom of yesterday's candle? We broke out the bottom. So far, it looks like this could want to keep going down just as of now, right? What I'm pretty much waiting for is this gap right here on the daily time frame. I want to see what we're going to do with that. So I'm going to box this up because, right, we the price already hit into this gap one time. It wicked away. So what I'm looking for now is trying to see, hey, do we want to come back and at least maybe touch the midpoint of this gap, or just leave it where it's at, right? So that's what I'm looking for a potential sell in the early morning. So I locked that on there. I'm not even going to label it. It's just going to be the green box. And then so when I drop down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we have a 4-hour order block right here. This order block, it could just get ran right through, or it might hold price up for a little while. So what I'm going to be looking for is when I drop down into the lower time frames, I want to see if I can potentially, use this area up here as a breakaway gap, right? On a 1-hour time frame, you can see it could be a breakaway gap right here, right? We already touched into this gap one time, just a little bit, right? Notice how the bodies on this gap right here, let me box this up, right? We're moving really quick, so I'm not going to be able to change everything and make it perfect, right? But if we box up this fair value gap on a 1-hour time frame, then you guys can see that we wicked in there, but notice how the bodies haven't closed inside of this 1-hour fair value gap, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at. On a 4-hour time frame, you guys can notice that there was an order block on a 4-hour time frame. When you drop down into the 1-hour time frame, it's pretty much the same thing. All 4 of these candles make one order block. So that's essentially what I'm looking for now. And then the last thing that I'm going to do, obviously, within 7 minutes, when the price, when the market actually open, I'm going to drop down into the 1-minute time frame, because I want to look at my opening range gap. So I'm going to drop down into the 1-minute time frame. On your trading view, right, you're going to go down here, right? You should be able to see my mouse. You're going to click this hexagon button right here. Click this hexagon button and then go to session, right? And then that's going to get you electronic trading hours and regular trading hours. You're going to click on the regular trading hours, right? So the reason why this is important is because last Friday, this is where the market closed. And at 9:30, when the market opens up, right, it's going to open up somewhere in here. I don't really know, right, whatever, somewhere in here. And then this gap, right, when the market opens at 9:30, you're going to use the bottom leg of this box, right? That's going to be the opening price at 9:30. And then that's going to be your opening range gap, right? So it may look something like this based on where price is at now. And the reason why that is going to be important is because if we're going to go down, we may want to go back up to test out this opening range gap first, right? So that's the reason why I decided to mention that. I'm trying to look for the closing price. All right, there it is. I found it. 2586875. So right. So sometimes, when I'm putting my boxes on the chart, I like to type in the exact price for everything, just so I know it's as clean as it can be. Because when you're trading, right, and you're trying to see if it hit the midpoint or if it haven't hit the midpoint, you need to really know if it did that or not, so you can I have lost plenty of trades because I thought a area of liquidity was already swept, or I thought that it had already hit the midpoint or something like that, but it actually did not. So we got 4 minutes until the market open. I'm going to go take a quick restroom break. I'll be right back. I'm always, open to hearing my babe analysis because she come with the fire analysis every time. Always point out something that I might be missing. So I ain't gonna talk for too long.
How far up do you think price is gonna go
Mm,
from where it's at right now?
just have to wait until the market opens to see. Honestly, I really don't know how far price is gonna go up.
I was hoping to be a seller.
Yeah, I'm still looking to be a seller. On the 1 minute time frame, we're pulling back up as I literally just explained to everybody what could happen because we're likely to go back inside the open range gap. I'll make this box yellow for you guys. I'm a little parched, so excuse me. I need to drink some water, but I'm moving really fast trying to, give you guys an analysis. Like I said, I would love to see this gap not be hit again because we have a 1 hour order block right here, right? So if it breaks through all of this and just keeps going up, then it's likely to just keep going up, right? It's just obviously I was trying to see if we was going to get a retest down here into this box right here. I'm going to make this box red just because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm talking about. All right, and this box right here was simply from the daily time frame. It was I think it's called a volume imbalance, right? So it's a volume imbalance. I think that's how ICT classifies it. So days like this is not really the best day to trade, honestly, because we have this 4 hour order block holding price up, but we could also just be stuck within this range all day. So the market just opened. I just want to take another look at the higher time frames. Like from the 4 hour chart, you would think that this could be a breakaway gap on a 4 hour chart, and then we could just keep going down, right? You would think that that would be the move. But obviously, with it being like New Year's and then, everything that's going on pretty much, you guys. Everything that's pretty much going on, it makes it a very strange day to be trading. So thank you, baby, for the water, by the way. So I'm gonna drop it to the 1 minute time frame. So pretty much you know how I do everything, you guys. I go into the 1 minute when the market open. I'm not even really worried about trying to like predict anything. But we're gonna go back into the regular trading hours. All right, I want to make sure that I put my opening range gap in the right spot because this market would have opened about right there. That's good enough for me because it's real time. I don't want to miss a trade idea from moving too slow. All right, so the reason why I'm putting this on there is because this could be a potential trade idea because we do have some liquidity resting above here. All right, we got some equal highs up in here from 715 to about 780. That's about 60 points. So that's not really too bad of a range. But I still want to be very patient. Still want to be very patient. The last thing I want to do is get caught up in chop, you guys. So like, if you're wondering how do I begin to complete prop firm challenges and stuff like that, well, the first thing you have to do is know when not to trade. Because I'm perfectly fine with just walking away and not stressing myself out. See, it's a little bit of indecisiveness right here, right at the bottom of this opening range. In fact, let me just label this real fast. What's today's date? The 12th, 20. Today is the 29th or 28th? 29th. All right, so let me just label this opening range gap so I can lock it on up. I'm still looking for a sell overall, but I just want to see what's going to happen in here. We're currently looking at the 1 hour time frame, getting ready to switch. I just want to take a quick look at the 30-minute and take a quick look at the 15-minute. This is the 10-minute right here. 15-minute. And then obviously the next thing I do, you guys, after I get my opening range gap, I'm looking for the first presented fair value gap. So it's looking like the first presented is going to be this gap right here. Now we can start to zoom in to price action because, it's looking like we may be going up a little bit higher. All right, so now that we have our first presented fair value gap, this is pretty much the steps I use throughout my entire system, you guys. And everything comes from ICT concepts. So I'm going to label this like that. So, obviously my charts is going to start to look a little bit crowded. But this is how I pretty much find my trades, find my scalps. So I was moving a little bit slow today, but as you guys could already see, we had already bumped into this first presented fair value gap, and then we already bounced 30 points from that, right? So it's looking like if you're doing anything right now, you should be buying. Can't even chase it now, obviously, because it just jumped up almost another 30 points just that fast, right? So originally, like I said, I was looking for sales, you guys, so I wasn't really looking for buys anyways. But that is how I would have taken that buy if I was a little bit quicker today. And that's the logic I would have been using, right? I've been saying it since the scream started, right? We might want to pull back up into this opening range gap, right? We already bounced off one opening range gap from December the 15th down here, this white box on my chart, right? We already bounced off of this, and then now we hit into that first presented fair value gap, and then we took off. So that would have been my trade. I probably would have been done trading today if I caught that trade. So that's why that sucks, because now you have to just wait. When you miss a trade like this, you really have to practice patience. It's only been 7 minutes until market open, right? Look how we blew right through this little 1 hour fair value gap that I put on my chart. We blew right through that. So that's letting me know that selling, it may not be a thing for today. You know, I still have to wait because on a 4-hour time frame, right, there's a little bit of a gap right here. It needs to go in this gap like right now for me to be fully convinced, right? Because this 4-hour candle needs to close. I could take a risky sale, but I really don't want to risk a sale like that. Let me see. The risk to reward may be good. Damn it. This. All right, you guys. Let me see. I'm trying to see something real fast. I got a little quiet because on one of my accounts, I had to go look up the risk to reward. This could be a good place to sell if we don't touch into this gap right here on a 4-hour chart. I've already taken one position. I don't really want to take too many positions. All right, I'm in on one account. I think we may see a bit of a pullback right here. I'm just trying. I got a little quiet because I'm really trying to do everything in real time. I'm not showing you guys on my screen, but you know, I didn't really want to have too much of my information on one screen. So let me see.
I would like to see you take out the weekly low right there. The latest on my finger. So I think if it takes out that low after just I know that buy would be great, but now it needs to get there. I've taken a sell as well.
Yeah, you in there for a sale too? Yeah, I think this could be a sale for sure. I'm already in, you guys, on the sale. I pretty much in like right where price is at right now. So this is how my trade pretty much looks right here. I got my stop loss pretty much right there, and then I got my take profit like that.
I'm not risking too much either.
Me neither. I'm risking about a half of a percent on this trade.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
What?
I was on the 2 minute and it just dropped down instantly. But this is how it looks on the 2 minute. This candle needs to close going down.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at it on the lower time frames right now, but I'm definitely going to go look at it on the lower time frames in like 2 seconds.
Interesting.
Well, it's trying to stop us out.
I think so. If my stop loss is the same as yours, maybe.
Yeah, I got a really tight stop. That's why I only risk like a half of a percent because
Very tight stop as well.
I don't really want to. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, you know.
Right.
But we can go into the lower time frames and watch. So, because I definitely could be wrong, and the reason why I say that is because I mean on the lower time frames, we hit this 1 hour gap, we bounced off a little bit. What I would have to see to make me comfortable is we need to break back below this 1 hour gap right here, and then you know start to target some of the downside.
Go on the daily.
Yeah, I was just about to go on the daily. The reason why, you know, the reason why we're taking sales, even though the market just went up, you guys, is because, like I said, daily bias, right? We broke out the bottom. The market is showing a willingness to keep going lower. So, this is like a good retrace to continue to go right back down, you guys. So, that was pretty much my trade idea. So, I'm going to watch it from the 1 minute. I'm still trying to figure out how to take a trade from one of my accounts that I just got, and I don't even know how to really work it. Wait, where's my little box at that I had on here? There we go. All right, so we in profits, you guys. Let me slide this over a little bit. We're in profits. Pretty good profits, too. Matter of fact, let me try to get a recording of my trades. See, I always get my recordings so late because I don't even be thinking about recording this. But I forget a lot of you guys be wanting to see these trades play out. Obviously I'm doing my best to get y'all the content and actually try to be able to trade and do all of this in real time, it's not easy. Most of the time I'm at work or something. So I'm actually going to start taking some profits right here. So see, look at that. As soon as the video comes on, I'm already taking profit. So I'm just going to take profits early. And the reason why is because obviously, like I just told you guys, it's a holiday. I don't want to really do too much. I wasn't even supposed to be trading, but I obviously can't complain because we just killed it on pretty much each one of my accounts right there. And you guys was able to witness that live. We didn't really hit TP or anything like that. Right? We didn't hit TP, but the numbers that I seen on my account that I was up in profits, I was happy with those numbers. So I pretty much got out right around here at the lows, right? Let me lower this a little bit. This is doing too much. All right, so and then just like I just told you guys, what we want to see is a break below this box right here, this green box. This is from the 1 hour fair value gap. I said we wanted to see a break below this, a retest, and now we want to see this price keep going lower, right? So, I could have held, honestly, but I'm not really pressed, you guys. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Right, I just pretty much made about 1% in each one of my accounts, right? So I am not mad at all. And as a matter of fact, I'm done, right? I'm done trading. So I can sit here longer and, we can look at price action, but that is how we're going to be doing it all 2026, y'all. That is how we're going to be doing it all 2026. Because if you're here and you want to learn how to do this, then you have to learn how to do it right. And the lesson right here, yes, is the market still going lower? Yes, it is. Am I mad about being out the trade? Absolutely not. I just made about 700 on my funded account. 747 to be exact. So, but the point is, you guys, we called the sale, right? We gave y'all the reasoning behind the sale, right? We gave y'all our stop loss placement in real time from the 4-hour time frame, right? What did I look at? Oh man, let's move this back. Let's lock that up. All right, I went in there. I seen the market going up. There was a little gap in here on the 4-hour time frame. A little gap, right in here. Right, we put our stop loss right up, right at that. I said, hey y'all, this is going to be the breakaway gap. Right, we use daily bias. That is all we used. We use daily bias. I said, hey y'all, this is going to be the breakaway gap. And I said, why? Well, why is it going to be the breakaway gap? Trucking trader. Why would it be the breakaway gap? Well, look at the daily bias. We broke out the low of the previous day candle, right? And it's showing a willingness to do what? Keep going lower. Remember, I told you guys, you have to answer yourselves 3 questions. A, did we break out the top or bottom, right? And then the next set of questions is going to be, is it going to continue to go lower or higher, or is it just going to consolidate? Based on this price action, right, look how low price have already went. This is from 25,655 all the way up here, 25,835. That's almost 200 points. That's a pretty big move. So when the market retraces all the way back up here, almost 100 plus points, all right, not even almost like 100 plus points, that's a good sign to, sell. And then whatever it gives you, take it, right? Because this is still the holiday season. If you can make 750 on a funded account, And within minutes, why wouldn't you do that? Even if you was doing your evaluation account and you just made 1%, why are you trying to get back into the market? That's the question you really want to ask yourself. Is it because it's still going down right now? What you want to ask yourself is, look at how it's going down. It's going down very slow, right? Because the reason why that's important is because you can really stress yourself out just trying to make an extra 20 points. And that 20, I literally just blew an account just trying to make an extra $1,000. So I'm talking about this is because, this is how you build discipline. All right, this is how you build discipline. And even if, I was still in the trade, once this thing gets close to the first presented fair value gap, I would have been out of the trade. So that's pretty much going to be the video, you guys. I didn't really want to, be on screen for too long today, you guys. I'm not Patrick Whelan or anything like that. For me, if I was to catch a good trade and I'm screaming, I'm out of there. I'm gone. We was in all the way up here, you guys, 799. And even still, I'm not pressed to still, like, I'm not mad. Why? Because it still haven't even given you 100 points yet. It's still chopping around, right? So I'm actually happy. All of these accounts are up. All right, I'm actually happy that all of these accounts are up and they're looking good. So that is going to be the video, you guys. I hope y'all learned something in this video. Make sure y'all drop a like on this video if you did. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on that bell if you haven't already, you guys. You guys see what I just did in real time. I just called that market out. You guys wasn't able to see my trade executions, but I'm really not here to prove myself to anybody. You can believe I took the trade or not. It's up to you. It's not going to make a difference in my life either way, you guys. So I appreciate y'all for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video, man. Peace out.